Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to Christmas present to this year, this launch, and I'm going to use a palette that I guess in a way caught my eye, but not necessarily either. Okay, don't take this as like this is something you got to run out and buy. By no means. But what caught my eye this year, partly because it was so large, was the Pat McGrath collection. She launched two bigger palettes and was it three or four? Four smaller palettes. And out of that, I mean, I like the two bigger palettes because you got blush. I mean, there's more in that launch. There's what, three different blush and bronzer and highlighter palettes. I still didn't get it. Be proud. I'm holding strong. Holding strong. But the one that did kind of catch my eye, okay, kind of was like, that's just a tad different, was the Pat McGrath in Lunar Nightshade. There's just something about this little palette that is just a little bit different for her. Should I say for her line? I mean, in a way, for her line, because come on, we all know it's been neutrals, browns, rosy tones, which is great. Love that for every day. But for something special, and it's at a decent price point, so this is the one we're going to use today. It is probably, because it is a little different, it probably is my favorite out of the five pans palettes that she had launched, the four of them. Even though I probably would get more use out of the other ones. I mean, I could grab a mothership. But this is a little bit different, a little bit special. So the first shade we're going to go into is this purple. There is only one matte in this. But this one matte, it can do a lot. And here's where you're going to see. So I'm taking a Wayne Goss brush. Now you can easily shear this shade out just like this. All right. You can make it a very light purple and I mean lighter than this even, to be fair. Like you can do a gradient effect using this shade just depending on your brushes. Use a really fluffy brush, then go in with a more denser, smaller brush and keep going and build this purple, okay? This purple will build. It builds beautifully. There is no fallout. There's no problems out of this purple, okay? And purples can be a little bit tricky to, create, to be fair. But this one, no problem at all. Now, out of the launches though, this would be my favorite out of her launch. Now again, you have ColourPop who relaunched their the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer palette. I love that palette, y'all. It hits the heart. It hits the childhood. It hits not only like my childhood, but my kids, my grandkids even. Like it's a special little palette. And I truly do like that palette. But that was from last year, but it did relaunch this year. Makeup by Mario. If you all are looking for a palette, seriously, it sits right beside me. Now, if you have, I don't know where you would go with this one because I love this. I do. If I lost it, I'd go rebuy it. And it is limited edition. So this was one I might pick up before I picked up the I Need a Nude by Natasha. But that would be another one that I would have to have in my collection. You know what I mean? But because that one is limited edition, I would grab it while I could. The I Need a Nude's another one. Now that wasn't her holiday launch though, because she launched that Xenon. And for what it is, it's nice. But again, how often am I going to use that? I'm not. So, I mean, out of now the YSL clutch, those I'm going to tell you, that is a nice one too. It's sitting right here too. The 400's the one I got. I think it was the 100. It's sold out. I mean, that one's sold out too, but I do want the 100, and somebody commented. I won't say their thing in case they don't want to be known, but they had asked if I got it, and y'all, no, it is sold out. It's so frustrating. I knew I should have gotten that. It's my fault because something told me to get that and that, and I thought, well, do I need the 100 knowing I have like I need a nude and the pretty grunge palette by Huda Beauty. I liked it. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, this might be another one of my favorites actually. I guess it depends on what you're looking for, though. To be fair, it would depend on what you're looking for. But I would say that would be like, that's in my top five. So, what have I named? I've named Natasha, Makeup by Mario, ColourPop, YSL, and then that would be my top five. Now, I'm not saying not to get like the Pat McGrath or anything because this is a special little palette here. And I kind of like the fact that this is the special one because it is, a little on the cheaper side of things for people. So, But if you haven't tried her blushes and stuff, you may want to, pick up one of the bigger ones. I have all of her blushes. Now, granted, there was a new one in each of those, but I do have like all of her single blushes, so I didn't need to pick it up necessarily for that reason. But I do like her blush formula. I do like her bronzer formula. So, I mean, with that said, it just depends on what you're looking for exactly. But I don't know if you can see how I've sheared that purple out to where it almost looks like two different shades in a way. Oh, but we're going to build this. Don't you worry. We're building this purple. It is such a pretty purple. And it does build. And it blends. Gosh, it blends so good. What brush is this? Just so you know. It's the Wayne Goss 03. This has become one of my favorite little brushes. It almost reminds me of the Sephora one. The only thing with this palette, though, is there is only one matte. So, if you don't like purple, you're probably not going to like this palette. Just saying. We're going to take that same shade, that purple, and we're going to run it under the lower lash line. And I will say the mirror in this, though it is small, it does work for like your eye area. So here you can see I've got a much more smaller brush. And it's much more like compact and stuff. And it is really like packing the color on there. And you could use a smudger brush to get even more impact if you wanted to. It's really up to you on how much you want of the purple. I actually like this tone. I think it looks pretty with my eyes. I have green. Well, green, brown, hazel, I don't know. I kind of, sometimes I think I have like cat eyes because they're like, they're green. But around the black, it's like a yellow brown. It's almost like my eyes wanted to be brown, but the green was like, no. Which is kind of funny because my mom's eyes are green and then my dad's eyes are brown. So I kind of got like both in a way without having neither one of them, really. But that doesn't surprise me there either. Okay. But that is a really pretty purple. I won't take it away. Quality in all these palettes also are really good, so I won't take that away. I don't know what I was expecting really from Pat McGrath. I really don't. Oh, Charlotte Tilbury launched a palette for this year too. Last year she did, but it's not the same format. I do like it, but it's nothing to write home about either, to be honest. I like it. I'm glad I got it. But if you get it on sale, go for it. But I don't know. I prefer her longer palettes, to be fair. And I give credit that, like, she tried to mix it up, but we're going to go in with this darker shade right here. Ooh, I may have picked up just a tad bit too much there. And I don't have anything laid down, but I didn't get any fallout either, so that was nice. And we're going to put it on the outer portion of this lid to sort of darken it up, and I'm going to bring it in. To be fair, it doesn't look good in the beginning. My process, it's madness. Actually, I don't have a process. Let's get real. Let's get real. I don't have a process. I just sort of slap it on and hope for the best. I don't even know which side I used. I think it was this one. I used the same brush for two shadows, so here's to hoping. But even at applying this blends out even. I don't know if you used it as, like, if you wanted to try it as a matte, it might work. I don't know. It's a pretty metallic, I will say that. But it could very well, because it does have a dark base. But again, you could just put this purple down and then go in with the champagne shade even, if you wanted to. I'm turning orange. Oompa Loompa looking on there. I don't know what's going on. The camera switched. So, couldn't really tell you on that one what's going on, but here's to hoping it goes back. I have a third eye still. It won't go away. I've tried. It just won't go away. We're going to wipe off the brush. Okay. We're going to go into the lighter blue now. This one over here. And I'm going to pick it up. And we're going to pat it on the inner portion of the lid. Like, I do think you have options in this palette to create. I mean, you're always going to have the purple base, I feel. But as far as lids, like, you got options, 4 different ways you can go about it. To where, like, I mean, the name kind of says it all. It is called Nightshade. Do with that what you will, but I mean, it kind of says it, but again, up to you. But this blue here is so pretty. And I kind of find it funny because, like, blues have not been my color. But since learning how to kind of pair them together with things, I've really been enjoying a blue. I'm hoping to find a green I can feel the same way about. I just feel like I've been using them wrong, and now that I kind of am like, oh, I like this look, but it is blue. But like I said, if I find colors that look nice together paired, I don't mind it. so much. I'm getting a little bit of fallout again with this shade. Alright. It is going to be all over my face. And again, my fault. I picked up too much. I dropped the palette. I picked up too much and I didn't spray it, which I'm well aware of. But at the same time, like, it does brush away very, very easily. Alright, now we're going to take that same darker shade. No, I'm not. I'm going to first... Hold on, let's do inner corner. I think these two by themselves would be so pretty. This purple with this lavender shade, I think it'd be gorgeous. But that's just my opinion. I picked it up and we're just going to pop it right on the inner corner here. This is probably my favorite shade in the palette, to be fair. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And I did kind of pick up a little bit too much. But it can be so metallic and icy and wet looking. Like, it can be whatever you want it to be. Or like here, you can see I picked up too much on this side. And I'm having to sort of shear it out a little bit. But on this side, it's very like just sheer. But it is such a pretty color. I really like that color. And one day I will put it with that purple by itself just to see what it does. I'm using the white Exit eyeliner from ColourPop. Alright, let's take that dark shade again. This one right here. And this time I'm going to line the top lash line with it and the bottom. And all I'm doing is picking it up and sort of pushing it into the lash line. Again, it does have a dark base, so it kind of can work like this. Again, I've never used it and tried to actually like blend or anything with it, to be fair. I did a little bit in this look, but not really. I'm curious, though, if it would work that way. It could. And it looks nice laying on my lid, so it's not emphasizing the texture of my lid or the fine lines or anything like that. These shades are completely just laying beautifully. And again, it just depends on how you like to do your makeup, you know? If you like a light and bright look, this palette's not going to be for you. But maybe one of the other ones would be. And the formula in all of them are decent. This just happens to be my favorite. Now I'm going to put it on the lower lash line. Okay. Now I'm going to go back into that purple matte for the lower lash line. You know, I think what really gets me with this palette is that purple matte and that lavender shade. The lavender metallic shade. I think that those two shades are the reason why I am adoring this palette as much as I am, to be fair. I mean, the blue shades are very pretty too, don't get me wrong. But I've come to notice that for sure it's those shades that are really just giving me everything that I want. I'm just trying to make sure I've got both sides the same. Alright, and then for top lashes, we're going to go into the Gucci and for bottom Lancome. I do think to complete this look, falsies would be needed. I think it looks fine as it is, don't get me wrong. But if you added a falsie to it, I think it would just really take this look over the edge. Will I be adding falsies? No. Why? Because we don't have all day to watch me try to do that one. And I don't want to mess up the look. I try, I do the false lashes. I can't seem to figure them out, number one. Number two, I'm just gonna like grow my lashes, you know? I don't have time to sit here and try to mess with false lashes and hoping and praying I get it, then never get it, then mess up my look, and then what am I gonna go do? Wash my face off? And like I don't have time for that. I got kids, grandkids, like there's no way I'd have time for that. Do I mess around at night, before I take my makeup off? Sure. I just messed up with the mascara. Of course I did. But, that's different than, trying to do this now and be here all day long, because I really would be here all day long trying to figure that out. And I have tried, and I just haven't succeeded yet. But that's okay, because I'm okay with mascara. I am. Maybe not the mistakes I make with the mascara, like right now under my eye. But, we learn. And maybe one day I'll get it. Who knows? But it won't be today. And it won't be tomorrow. And it probably won't even be next year. Maybe year 2040. How old would I be? Well, I don't know. Maybe by the time I'm 60, I'll get it down. I doubt it, but anything's possible. Alright, we're going to let that dry, the mistake, and then I'll clean that up. For foundation today, I actually used a powder foundation. It's the Bare Minerals one. And I actually only used it. It's like 25 warm. It's a sample. I put it on because I was running late low, I was running out of time. And then I used that as concealer too. Now I'm thinking about it. Anyway, because I was trying to hurry because I was running so far behind today. So that's everywhere. For bronzer and blush and highlighter, it all came out of the Bare Minerals. Well, my whole face is Bare Minerals. Bare Glow Face Palette. I didn't even realize that till just now, if that tells you anything. But I think this is a cute little palette, especially for winter, because it gives you like the rosy glow. And this is more of a neutral bronzer too. It's not like too yellow, too red. It looks just neutral. You know what I mean? So I like it. I actually like this whole palette. The highlighter, I love the highlighter. Like, I like everything about that palette. I don't. I think the reason why I don't grab for it because it gets hard pan for some reason, and every time I go to use it, I then have to take off the hard pan, which isn't a problem, but it's a pain in the butt sometimes. So there is that. But that is what I used today. And then for lips, I used hold on, let me see if this is dry yet. Yeah. For lips, I used the lip liner. I pulled out all my Lorac. This one is in CEO. I lined with it, and then I just topped it with a Pat McGrath gloss. Didn't really go, but I was in a rush, y'all. In Heavy Metal. Her glosses are nice, though. They really are. It smells like vanilla. Oh, gosh, it smells so sweet. And I would say this is definitely more of a spring color, for sure. Hold up. Is that called Heavy Metal or Heavy Petal? I think that is Heavy Petal. It is. No wonder I thought it was spring. As soon as I said spring, I was like, wait a second. So that tells you everything. I can't read. Alright, I finished. I don't know that there's just something about this eye look. This color story altogether, even. That I look at it and I'm like, this technically wouldn't be a look I would go for ever. Okay, because y'all know I love me a very light lid. Um, and a little bit of depth, for sure, in the outer corner, which probably would be just the depth of that purple. Like, I think this color here is probably just a little bit too dark for what I would actually go for. But for whatever the reasoning, the tones of this just really go together for me. And I feel confident. And I feel like I can go, take on the world as far as that goes. Like, there's nothing about it that's like, this isn't me by no means, because sometimes I can get like that, especially with like more grungier colors, to be fair, like the melt ones. But what I've noticed is that I'm trying not to be so scared of these darker shades and just go for it and see what happens. And what happens is that I like it a lot. It looks so pretty. I don't know. I really like this palette. So out of the whole collection, if I was to say something, I would say this is the one to go check out. Swatch it, feel it, see if it's up your alley. I mean, do that with every palette that with every product even, because you may not like it. But this one here, I really do like a lot. And I know I am going to go in. I'm going to finish this up with Christmas. I am. But I am dying to play with that Milton Bailey Syrian palette again. Because I really want to put either the Moon Dust Shadows in with it or the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. I'm not for sure which way to go with that palette yet. But I want to combine that with one of the two. Let me know, which one do you think I should combine it with? The Urban Decay Moon Dust or the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude? Because the I Need a Nude is pretty cool. I think tomorrow, though, I will do the Huda Beauty grunge palette to get another feel for it. Yeah. because the rest of them I've done at least one or two looks with, so I do need to do another look with that one still. And since it is a present Christmas launch or holiday launch, it'll work. So, but let me know. Did you pick up any of this Pat McGrath for this year? Just curious. I would love to know because I've heard different people saying different things about it. And overall, I think it's fine for a launch. It's fine. It was nothing that blew my socks off, though. Except for that palette. That one there, I don't regret at all. But, alright, that's all I have for you today. I think I've got everything else. I told you everything. Yep. For the face, though, I am going to finish using up that Bare Minerals thing. I don't even know where I put that now. But I'm going to use that for the rest of the year, I think. I'm going to hit pan on that. I am determined. There are two that I'm determined to hit pan on. And that is one of them. The Kylie is the other. But let me know if there is any specific present launch you want me to do a look with. That way I get it up for you before, Christmas is over. Of course, that's when all the sales happen. So even after Christmas, I can do it. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all that. We're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday, except for right now. I'm uploading every day. And you can join and listen to me ramble on and on about stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care, stay safe, and stay healthy. Bye.